Hello everyone. Hope you all are safe and sound. Today I'll be dealing with the poem from Unit 2, Our Casuarina Tree by Thoru Dutt. Let's begin with the thought. Enjoy the little things in life because one day you will look back and realize they were the big things. Heading on towards our poem, Our Casuarina Tree, let's see a brief description of our poetess, Thoru Dutt. Thoru Dutt was a Bengali poetess from the Indian subcontinent who wrote in English and French. She contributed a lot to the world of literature in a very short span of time. Thoru Dutt was born on March 4, 1856 in a family of distinguished intellectuals and poets. She was the youngest of the three after a brother Abju and a sister Aru. Her brother Abju died of consumption at the age of 14 in the year 1865 and her sister Aru died in 1872 at the age of 20. Thoru, with all her exposure and involvement in Western life and culture, loved the land of her birth and remained thoroughly Indian in her consciousness and sensibility. Besides her well-known collection of poems with the title Ancient Ballads and Legends of Hindustan, she has to her credit a volume of poems in French titled A Sheaf Gleaned in French Fields. Like both her siblings, Thoru Dutt died of consumption at a young age of 21 on 30 August 1877. But she left behind two unpublished novels. La Journal de Mademoiselle de Hours, the first novel in French by an Indian writer, and Bianca or the Young Spanish Maiden, thought to be the first novel in English by an Indian woman writer. Now let's take a quick look at the summary of the beautiful poem Our Casuarina Tree, taken from her book Ancient Ballads and Legends of Hindustan. The poem is an ode to the casuarina tree that the poetess had in her garden back in her motherland. Now what is an ode? A lyrical verse written in praise of or dedicated to someone or something which captures the poet's interest or serves as an inspiration for the ode. The childhood memories are always nostalgic and we all love to cherish them forever. Thoru Dutt was one such young poetess who added a charm to her childhood memories and made them immortal through her wonderful poem Our Casuarina Tree. This poem has personal association with the poetess' life. The poetess had an unforgettable young life associated with a big casuarina tree situated in a big garden house at Rambagan, where she spent her childhood with her dear ones. The poem shows the strong attachment of the poet to the big tree of her early days with beloved companions. Though now she is living in another country, still the murmur of the tree boughs travel across faraway lands and echoes in poetess' ears. Let's see the poetic lines and their explanation. Like a huge python winding round and round, the rugged trunk indented deep with scars, up to its very summit near the stars, a creeper climbs in whose embraces bound no other tree could live but gallantly. You can see the glossary at the top. Python is a non-venomous snake. Scars means deep marks and gallantly means bravely. The creeper has wound itself round the rugged trunk of the casuarina tree like a huge python. The creeper has left deep marks on the trunk of the tree up to its top near the stars. No other tree except a casuarina tree can be embraced by this creeper. The tree is described as being gallant and possibly brave, as very few trees could survive in the stranglehold of this creeper. The giant wears a scarf and flowers are hung in crimson clusters all the boughs among, whereon all day are gathered bird and bee, and oft at nights the garden overflows with one sweet song that seems to have no close, sung darkling from our tree while men repose. Giant is a superhuman form. Crimson is a deep red color. And repose is a state of rest. The giant tree looks like as if it is wearing a scarf with its flowers on it. The Casuarina tree is covered with creeper which bears red crimson flowers. All day, birds and bees gather around the tree. Often at night, the garden echoes and seems to be jubilant, and the song of a nightingale has no end. It continues till dawn while men take rest. When first my casement is wide open thrown, at dawn my eyes delighted on it rest. Sometimes and most in winter on its crest, a grey baboon sits statue-like alone, watching the sunrise while on lower boughs, his puny offspring leap about and play. Casement means window, crest means top, and baboon is a large monkey. At dawn, when the poetess opens her window, she is delighted to see the Casuarina tree. Mostly in winter, sometimes a grey monkey is seen sitting on the crest of the tree, seeing the sunrise with her younger ones leaping and playing on the tree's boughs. And far and near kokilas hail the day, and to their pastures wend our sleepy cows, and in the shadow on the broad tank cast, by that hoar tree so beautiful and vast, the water lilies spring like snow enmassed. Kokila is a bird, wen means stroll, and enmassed means gathered in a mass. Here and there, the kokilas make the day pleasant by their sweet songs. The sleepy cows stroll to their pasture. The shadow of the tree appears to fall on the huge water tank. The water lilies spring everywhere in the pond like the snow gathered or collected on the pond. But not because of its magnificence. Dear is the Casuarina to my soul. Beneath it we have played, though years may roll. O sweet companions, loved with love intense, for your sakes shall the tree be ever dear. The poet says that it is not because of the majestic appearance of the Casuarina tree that it is dear to her heart and soul. The tree is dear to her because she had spent happy moments under it with her siblings. Toru Dutt has brought out the theme of nature as something that shares feelings with humans, that lightens the burden of the heart. Blent with your images it shall arise, in memory till the hot tears blind mine eyes. What is that dirge-like murmur that I hear, like the sea breaking on a shingle beach? It is the tree's lament and airy speech that haply to the unknown land may reach. Dirge is a mournful song. Shingle is a mass of pebbles. Airy speech means strange speech. The poet continues with a description of how strong the image of tree is, even when in lands far away. In her memory, the tree laments till it blinds her eyes with its hot tears. She can hear the tree's lament even from where she studies, that is, from France or Italy. It is a strange lament that could perhaps be heard or reach the unknown lands. Unknown yet well known to the eye of faith, ah, I have heard that wail far, far away, in distant lands by many a sheltered bay, when slumbered in his cave the water raved, and the waves gently kiss the classic shore of France or Italy beneath the moon. Wail is a cry of pain, bay is an inlet of sea, wraith means a ghost-like image, and shore is a water nearer to land. The memory of the tree has deeply touched the poet's heart. A man who has the eye of faith can see the unknown as well known. The tree's lament could be heard far, far away in distant lands and sheltered bays. The poet describes the earth as bathed in the silver light of the moon, and its sheltered bay with its gently fluctuating waves. The tree's lament reaches the land of the dead, transcends territorial boundaries, and is heard by her in distant lands and on the classic shores of France and Italy. When earth lay tranced in a dreamless swoon, and every time the music rose before, mine inner vision rose a form sublime, thy form, O tree, as in my happy prime, I saw thee in my own loved native clime. Swoon means faint, sublime means glorious or grand, clime means climate. The poet describes the earth as tranced in a dreamless swoon. But even while in a land so beautiful, whenever the music rose, her mind would see a form sublime. Even on foreign soil, her Casuarina tree would appear before her, in her vision just as she had seen it in her own loved native clime, and also connect her even more strongly both with her native land and with the memory of her dead siblings. Therefore I fain would consecrate a lay unto thy honor, tree beloved of those who now in blessed sleep for aye repose. Dearer than life to me, alas were they, mayst thou be numbered when my days are done, with deathless trees like those in Borrowdale. Fain means pleased and consecrate means declare. Here the poet immortalizes the tree. She would like to dedicate a lay in the honor of the tree because it is beloved of those who are now in blessed sleep, that is, eternal rest. Tree is dearer than life to her. It should be there immortalized even after her days. The poet places the tree beside Wordsworth's yew tree, pride of Lawton Vale, standing in Borrowdale in the Lake District, under whose awful branches lingered pale, fear, trembling hope and death the skeleton, and time the shadow, and though weak the verse, that would thy beauty fain, O fain rehearse, may love defend thee from oblivion's curse. Rehearse means repeat, and oblivion means a state of forgetfulness. A man of unflinching love and devotion never fears the blows of death. She does not express any desire to fade far away and dissolve. The Casuarina tree does not make her long for easeful death. Instead, even though its timelessness marks the transience of the human world, the tree is to her a support, a reminder of joy she once experienced with her siblings. To sum up, the Casuarina tree is tall and strong. A creeper is winding around it like a python. The tree stands like a giant with a colorful scarf of creeper's flowers. Birds surround the garden during daytime. The sweet song of the birds is heard at night. The poet is delighted to see the Casuarina tree through her casement. The poet spends her winter watching the baboon sitting on the top of the tree. Its offspring leaps and plays among the boughs of the tree. The cows are grazing and the water lilies are springing in the pond like snow. The Casuarina tree is dear to poet's heart not only for its impressive appearance but also for bringing the nostalgic memories of her happy childhood. The poet could communicate with the tree even when she was in a far-off land. She could hear the tree lamenting over her absence. She consecrates the tree's memory to her loved ones who are not alive. She loves them above all. For their sake, she immortalizes the tree through this poem, like the poet Wordsworth, who sanctified the yew tree of Borrowdale Valley in his poem. Finally, she expresses her wish that the tree should be remembered out of love and not just because it cannot be forgotten. The theme of the poem. Thoreau has brought out the theme of nature as something that shares feelings with humans, that lightens the burden of the heart. Let us see the important literary devices used in the poem. The poem consists of 55 lines written in 5 stanzas of 11 lines, each with the same rhyme scheme for all the stanzas. The overall rhyme scheme is A B B A, C D D C, E E E. I repeat, A B B A, C D D C, E E E. You can also look at the rhyming words based on the rhyme scheme. Round bound, scarce stars, gallantly be, hung among, overflows, close, repose. Then we have zoomorphism, which means describing wine in animal term. Example, as a python. We have personification, where non-human objects are given human attributes. Example, the giant wears the scarf and flowers are hung. Tree is personified. Next one is simile. We have many similes in this poem. A grey baboon sits statue-like alone. Baboon sits like statue. The water lilies spring like snow enmassed. Lilies spring like snow. Like a sea breaking on a shingle beach, trees lament like a sea. I hope you have understood and enjoyed the sweet memories of Thorudat, and I am sure that you will also remember your childhood memories, because memories are timeless treasures of the heart. Thank you.